Born and raised in Houston. Oh my gosh. I've been in Houston all my life. I always loved fashion. I always loved beauty. I think it stems from my grandmother, my mother. It's always
Yeah.
been, about hair, nails, because that was the culture. I grew up in the 90s. We used to watch the music videos. I mean, my
Yes.
grandmother, she used to have a fur in Houston, Texas. Like, who does that? Grandma, that was like really my inspiration. Like I said, she was all into fashion. Like, who has a fur coat in Houston, Texas?
Some badass women do.
She did
Okay, Phaedra, this is, for a long time ago, but
like really like in
very
the
cool
90s.
grandma.
Like that's where I think that's where I got the whole fashion bug from.
Sorry. It's discontinued.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Sorry, It's Discontinued. I'm Hilary, your host, and I'm so grateful you're here with me today. Now, I know I've said before that I'm going in a different direction with this podcast. The truth is, I'm really just going with the flow. I think I'm headed one way, and then I find myself going in another. And truthfully, I think that's okay. I think with podcasting, you really just kind of figure it out as you go. I'm following my heart. I'm letting God and the universe guide me because I know what my why is. That's always been clear: to shine a light on what we experience in retail, to highlight the amazing people, the stories, the good, the bad, and yes, even the ridiculous and funny moments, because there are many. Like when I was a brand new makeup artist and I tried giving a woman a smoky eye. Oh, I feel so bad still to this day. 2 hours later, she left with black shadow all over her lids, kindly thanked me, and I never saw her again. I kept trying over and over. It was a complete disaster, but I've never forgotten it, and I learned a lot from that moment. Wow, those 2 hours. But that's what makes this world so real, so human, all these stories and all the people in it. So today, we are actually going to sit down with a fellow retail trailblazer, someone who is truly magnetic, Phaedra. Growing up in Houston, she spent much of her career at Nordstrom, where she was mentored by amazing leaders, especially women who saw her potential and helped shape her path. Nordstrom's training program gave her the foundation that eventually led her to become a brand account executive for Nest Fragrances, where she now leads with strength and compassion. Phaedra has also been deeply influenced by the powerful women in her life, her mom, her grandma, and her sister, who continue to inspire her every day. She's supported by a wonderful husband and surrounded by friends and family who are drawn to her magnetic personality, which I have fallen into that because she's just truly magnetic. I first met Phaedra back when I was at Saks with Tom Ford. I would go and bug her in fragrances right before she began her journey with Nest. And today, I'm so excited for you to get to know her story. I've gotten to know so much about her with just sitting with her, and I'm just so excited. So let's get into it. I'm so excited because we have Phaedra on Sorry, It's Discontinued. I'm so excited you're here, Phaedra.
Thank you for having me, Hilary. I'm so excited. This is so cool. This is a cool platform. I love it. I loved it.
Oh, I love highlighting people and knowing you over the years and then seeing you recently at the different stores and you working so hard and, focusing on your brand. I was like, oh my gosh, you have to be on the podcast.
You have a podcast? I always want to kind of jump into the whole podcast era, and this is perfect. This is perfect.
Well, this will be one of many because I really could see you doing this, starting your platform. So hopefully this will give you a little taste of fun things to be because you're so magnetic. So
It's
I
definitely
could just
inspiring.
see you just doing all kinds of fun stuff.
Oh, thank you, Hill. Thank you. Yes,
You're
it's so
welcome.
inspiring. I love this, and to be in our own community, this is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first off, before we get into it, I want to know like how has your day been? Because I know Monday, is this usually your work from home kind of office day?
Pretty much, this is my work from home. Mondays is like just kind of rewind from the weekend because in retail we work weekends.
Yeah.
Sundays, sometimes I may work one Sunday a month, but that Monday I'm like answering emails, I'm cleaning
Yeah.
up, like you say, organizing. Like Mondays is like my relaxed day, to be honest with you. Sometimes I call
Yeah.
it mask Mondays. Like I'm putting on my mask, I'm getting a massage. It's just my
Good for
day.
you.
Yes, it's just my day. I love Mondays. That's
That's
the real
awesome.
adulting. Mondays, not Fridays, but Mondays.
You do some work and then you pamper
Right.
yourself.
So, yes.
Cause yeah, through the weekend, like you
Mm,
said, sometimes we work this Saturday and Sunday. And it can take a minute, like, just to, like, regroup and then start to focus on what you have to do, but taking that time for yourself, especially a massage. That's
yes, I
awesome.
love it. And then get ready for the rest of the week, just kinda.
Yeah, yeah. Before I met you, I know you've been doing this for a long time because you've worked with, Nest for a while and you've been working with such a great brand. Before you got started in this, like kind of going back to the beginning, I like to ask people, I don't know a lot about your history and where you grew up and,
Yeah.
where you're from.
You're right, because we don't really talk about that when we're in
No,
stores. So that's so funny you asked because, I'm born and raised in Houston.
really?
Born and raised in Houston, oh my gosh. I've been in Houston all my life. I always love fashion. I always love beauty. I think it stems from my grandmother, my mother. It's always
Yeah.
been, about hair and nails and because that was the culture, I grew up in the 90s, used to watch the music videos. I mean, my
Yes.
grandmother, she used to have a fur in Houston, Texas. Like, who does that?
Wait, did you say your mom?
My grandmother.
Your
My
grandma.
grandma, that was, like, really my inspiration. I mean, like I said, she was all into fashion, like, who has a fur coat in Houston, Texas?
Some badass women
Okay.
do.
I mean, she took
Okay,
us
Peta,
every
this is, for a long time ago, but
like, really, like, in
very
the
cool
90s.
grandma.
Like, that's where I think that's where I got the whole fashion, bug from. I mean, she used to have these long red nails, and she used to spray her fragrance on her Coco Mademoiselle,
Did
Red Door.
she?
Oh my gosh, Red.
Oh my gosh.
So that, growing up in Houston in, I would say third ward, Texas, like Midtown,
Okay.
that was where she grew up, or where I grew up. So
Wow.
that was my inspiration and
Well, so did your grandma, she was really into fashion and obviously makeup and nails. And so did your mom kind of take on that as well? And so you followed both of them? Or was your mom more, I don't know, tomboy, not as much into makeup or certain things? Because my daughters, they're all so different, the two of them. But it's so interesting to see the personalities or what they focus on.
you know what? My mom wasn't as fashionable as my grandmother, but that's another, she was into makeup. She wore her Clinique, she wore her Estee Lauder, but then I
Yeah.
think her career didn't really allow her to really, because my grandmother was a teacher, so it was a different career. She could dress up and things of that nature. But my
Yeah.
mother was a mail carrier.
Wow.
So for her, she did wear her fashion fair and her Estee Lauder and her sunscreen. She did take care of her skin and her aesthetics. She did kind of go in that beauty realm, but it wasn't as intense as my grandmother. Because I
Yeah.
think her career, she worked as a mail carrier for 30
Wow.
years
And in Houston,
in Houston,
in the heat.
Texas. So it was in the heat.
Dang.
I mean, now that I see I mean, I guess she was into beauty,
Yeah, she was
makeup.
taking time to take care of herself and doing her makeup before going to work,
Yes.
which, I mean, both as a teacher and as a mail carrier,
Different.
strong jobs and working in, I mean, both fields, you present yourself.
Mhm.
I mean, God love them to go and to still take care of themselves and
For sure.
do the things that they love to help them feel good.
Yes, yes. Oh, so the aesthetics was definitely there for my mother as far as beauty and fragrance, and it was hard for her to find a good fragrance to work outside.
Yeah,
So,
I can
for years,
imagine.
she wore, like, Calvin Klein Escape. Is it Escape? I believe so.
I think so.
Yes, and she wore this other fragrance called Wings. I don't know. I think they sell it in Walgreens or something. But she was, yes. Now that I think she was, she had her lipstick on. She had her sunscreen. My mom looks great to this. And you should see her to this day. She looks so
Oh,
good because she took care of her skin. She had the 3 steps
yeah.
with the Clinique, and she still uses Clinique to this day.
Wow. Wow. And
So,
being every day and taking care of her skin during
mhm,
such a hard job,
yes.
because that had to have been really tiring.
For sure. 6 o'clock in the morning, putting your face on. That that's a lot. So I guess so she was into the aesthetics, the beauty of the yes, it wasn't so much the fashion, but it was definitely beauty. And
Yeah.
my grandmother more had the fashion, but she did still do the beauty, but it was more her hair, her nails, and her fragrance and the fashion versus my mom was more skincare. She made sure she put on her full face every day, carrying
Wow.
mail in this hot Houston sun. Heat. So, I got inspiration from both. Oh my gosh, now that I think about it. In hindsight, yes, it's from both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my
It
sister's the
sounds
same
like
way.
so you have one sister or a sister brother or how many siblings?
Well, I have one sister, me and my mom, we grew up together, and then I have a brother from my father's side, but it was just me and my sister in the same home. It was just 2
And
girls.
she's a girly girl too, so she likes
Oh,
to do the
she's
makeup and wow.
definitely
Now older or younger or
she's younger, she's 4 years younger. She's 4 years younger than me.
it's a nice kind of an age range. You guys had to have been really close, growing up.
You were?
Maybe?
Well, I had a lot of responsibilities because mom did work 8 to 12 hours, 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I had to kinda look after her, and, so she didn't wanna listen to anything I had to say, nothing.
Okay. Yeah, that could be challenging.
We were close, but we still I still had, like I was still older than her,
Well,
you know?
yeah, and you had the responsibility of making sure that she got her homework done or doing
Yes.
certain things at the house, chores, what
Mhm.
have you, until mom came home.
Right, make her a
Wow,
sandwich, had to cut the crust off, like, certain things. She was very, very spoiled. I love to this day, we're so close.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
my nephews, those are my babies, like, I mean, we're really, really close. Yes, so
It sounds like you have a great group of women and people in your
yes.
family.
Oh,
So, out of high school, what was kind of your next step, your next journey
wow.
path?
So high school well, fun fact, I'm gonna tell you right, the thing that really kinda set it off, I went to school with, Destiny's Child, Beyonce's sweetheart. He got her to actually come with Destiny Child, her group, to perform at our school for a fashion show. This was in
Wow,
1999. Oh,
1999.
yeah, 99, crazy, right? So that kinda inspired me a little bit to kinda go into that whole fashion, the retail. Worked at a couple of
Yeah.
I was a bartender, waitress, but I said, "I really love fashion. I really wanna get into, like, luxury fashion." I really did. Back in the day, Neiman's and Saks was really hard to get into, like, for some reason,
Yeah,
like, in the early 2000s, that wasn't really you had
I
a
know.
certain caliber of
You almost
person.
had to know somebody
Right.
to get in.
Yes,
Yeah, they could
definitely.
kinda be mean girls.
Yeah, for sure. Girls are
Understatement.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still mean girls there, though.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
but,
yeah. That's another episode.
Yeah, it's definitely another episode. So I went to I worked at, like, waiting tables,
Yeah.
bartending, different things like that. I ended up in Nordstrom in, 2005.
Nice. Okay.
That was dang, since what was that, 20 that's 20 years ago.
You started so early. How long were you at Nordstrom's?
Was at Nordstrom's until 2010. So
Okay.
I stayed and I was only there 5 years, and I worked in apparel. So I
Okay.
started in apparel. I didn't start in beauty. So I started in, the kids wear department. Oh my gosh. Why did I start in the kids? I just wanted to get in. No one told me I had to be in the right department.
Right?
So
Well,
I
you apply, you whatever's open, and then you're
right.
like, "Yeah,
Because
I'll
I just
take it."
wanted to get into luxury retail. I just wanted to
Of
get into
course.
Galleria.
That's a good practice.
Yeah, I
Man.
just want
Especially
to.
customer service and kids.
I know. Oh my gosh. Well, these are just, the 2020 kids. They were kids in '05. They had bar mitzvahs and bar mitzvahs and, more galas than I ever been to in my lifetime.
Right? Oh, yeah, that's true in
Yeah.
Houston.
So
Wow.
the kids
Did
department,
you enjoy it working in kids?
I did. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it for a little bit. And then I'm like, you know what? I gotta move on.
This is some good practice. I
It's
learned
some
some
good
things.
practice.
Let's go to the next step.
Yes, I was like, mm-mm. So I stayed in kids for a good almost 5 years.
Wow,
I
Phaedra, that's a
know,
long
that's
time.
a long time,
A lot of patience.
a lot of patience. And back then, in '05, we wasn't competing with online, um,
Truth.
none of that really,
Yeah.
so it was straight the commission was decent. I mean, they didn't have too
What
many,
was it, like 9%?
it was 9%.
Nice.
And to find dressy things for kids in Houston, it wasn't easy to find. So a lot of the wealthy came to Nordstrom to purchase things for their kids. So I mean, the commission was decent. At that time, I was like, what, 23,
Wow.
22?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a decent check. Were you still living at home at that time, or had
I
you
was. I was living at
Yeah,
home. Mhm.
good, so you could kinda save or,
Oh, yes.
or go out.
Right. No, I was going out. I was in a little save to go out.
It's Friday, y'all, even though I've gotta work, but
So everyone was friends, and we used to go out after work.
Yes,
Oh
go
my
to the
gosh.
club.
Go to the clubs in the early 2005.
Oh.
So so
Wow, well,
fast
that's a good
forward,
start.
it
So,
is a good
yeah.
start. Yeah, definitely. Mhm.
So then after kids, what was, the next step?
After kids, it's funny, I left Nordstrom. I left Nordstrom in 2010, right? So yeah, because 'cause Imma go back. 2010, I went to a bra boutique. Oh my gosh. It was oh gosh, yeah. It was a bra boutique. When I seen all type of
All
I'm be
types of
candid.
boobs.
Big boobs, little boobs, big boobs, long boobs, short boobs, sweaty boobs. It was just crazy.
Celebrate those boobs,
I know.
gotta take care of them. You
Oh,
know?
yes, gotta take care of them. It was okay. I had tried to, I wanna say step into the management arena.
Yeah.
So, I took that role to be supervisor over the bra boutique.
Okay, was it just, like, lingerie
It was
or it
just
was
lingerie. It
okay,
was called Intimacy. I don't know if you ever
let me
remember.
see. That sounds
Intimacy.
familiar.
It was in the Galleria.
Okay.
And they started off in Atlanta. And I
Oh,
know the intimacy, it doesn't now that I think about it, it sounds like not a bra boutique, but it was a
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Like,
touchy.
yeah, it was definitely catchy.
But that's a big step, so you went from the kids department or children's department into a management role
Into a
for a
management role, to
boutique?
a small boutique because I guess they were a startup boutique in Houston,
Uh-huh,
and they needed, you know, they had management roles available. And I truly believe that they knew I came from Nordstrom. So, Nordstrom teaches you a lot of
yeah.
entrepreneur
Yeah,
skills.
that's true. You
You
learn a lot of
you
skills.
do a lot of skills at Nordstrom. In those 5 years, I guess they seen that. And it really
Mhm.
set me up. It did. It set me up how to just deal with people.
Yeah.
Just being in that leadership role in a small setting, in a more intimate setting.
Yeah.
You had to have patience with the clients and, the employees.
Yeah, of
So,
course. Was it a big store or were you, managing just a few people, or
right, it
how
was
many
a
people on your
small
team?
it was like maybe 10 people in the boutique at the most.
Okay.
So I didn't manage that many people. And then, I
That's still
managed like
quite a bit.
more shift. Yeah, I guess so. I guess now that I think about it.
Yeah,
And
for your first role as a manager?
first row as yes. I mean, I guess it doesn't seem like a lot, but now that you make it, because fast forward now, I've managed over 100 people at one time in the cosmetics department. We'll go
Yes.
back to that, but I guess 10 people, and you didn't manage them all at one time.
Yeah, of
It was
course.
like shifts. So, I mean,
Yeah, but that's
different
still a big
personalities.
role. You're in charge of, I'm guessing, their schedules and, all the shifts and coverage and numbers and goals and, the list goes on and on. So,
Yes, different
good for
things that happen
you.
throughout the day. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. It definitely set me up to be able to, just continue my leadership roles to this day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it got kind of the same thing every day. I think
Yeah.
seeing, I guess, boobs, I guess. So I went back to Nordstrom. I went back
Okay.
to Nordstrom in 2013. So I'm still back in apparel. Looking like I'm supposed to probably be in beauty. Because like I said, for my
Well, you just
mother,
look like you're supposed to be in fashion anything.
thank you. That goes back to my grandmother, my mother. I always had the aesthetics, the pop culture. I used to wear my hair in mohawks and different colors.
Ah,
I
that's
was so,
awesome.
yeah, pink and if you ask, I mean, blonde and red. This is the most subtle I ever been, ever. But
I love
I'm
it.
going up now. I'm getting up. So I went into the plus size department.
In the women's
I
department?
was in the women's department. At the time, I
Okay.
was 100 pounds heavier. I lost 100 pounds within the last 4 years.
Wow.
So, well,
Congratulations.
thank you.
I know that can be really hard as a woman who, you know,
Yes, it is.
but as long as you're doing things for yourself and focusing on your health, and wow.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So at the time, I was working in the plus size department, and I loved it. Oh my gosh, I love just making those women happy and just styling them, and
Yeah.
just having a good time. And I was just a regular department manager. I ain't gonna say a regular department manager. I mean, I
You're an
came back as
awesome department manager.
yeah,
Wow, so
I mean,
you didn't just start working at the apparel department or in women's department, you were working in as a management
manager.
role.
Sorry, yes, I was just a manager. Yeah, I was a manager of that department. I
Wow,
had
good for
applied,
you.
but see, that's what. Thank you. That's why I came back. I was like, hey, I can get back to Nordstrom
Yep.
as management, even if it's managing 3 or 4 people, I'm in a department, I'm back in the luxury store, and I love Nordstrom. I love that. I do. I actually love that company. That company instilled a lot in me as far as, like, leadership and how to run a business. They give
So
you
great.
the space, you just have to have the tools and the resources to run your business. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's why they've been around for over 100 years.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of great things about
Yeah.
Nordstrom, especially from the employees and people who've worked there for a long time. So then how did you go from clothing into beauty?
I went to the second floor. So now I'm in like the women's department. It was called Studio at the time. And now
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you remember Studio when it was like dress and the St.
It
John.
was so fun. They had the
It was fun.
coolest. I mean, I think they still do. They have some fun stuff, but I don't know if it's still the studio of what it's called, but
No, it's not. No, it's not as fun and fancy as it was. That was the days. They don't have it anymore. But so I went there and that was considered a step up, a step up from management. So
yeah.
I managed that department I was assistant manager for that department.
Yeah.
I wanna say, 6 to 8 months, and Jennifer, she was like, "You should be in cosmetics." I'm like, "Really?" Because, like I said, I used to come every day, full face, like I was into cosmetics. I used to have the colorful hair, and I used to that was just my thing. That was just my
Yes.
thing.
I
Like
could
some
tell you
people
loved it.
I loved it. I love that. And just lipstick, fragrance, like anything, accessories, that was just my thing. So Jennifer was like, you if you want to move up in management and just, manage a larger team and
Mhm.
just get that notch on your belt, you have to go to cosmetics or shoes. And I was like, oh no, not shoes. I
I
don't
know.
really nobody's Al Bundy. I'm sorry, I just can't do the shoes.
Couldn't either. God
Mm-mm.
love them.
God love them, right?
No, they work so
Mm-mm.
hard in shoes.
They really
Not that anybody else doesn't, but I
right.
know that they work hard.
Yeah, that just wasn't my thing here.
Uh-uh.
So, and I was like, "Oh, really?" I was so surprised and so, like, excited when she told me. I was like, "You can see me in cosmetics?"
So it was a conversation
It
that
was
was
just a
kind of out of nowhere, and you
it
were
came
just
out of
talking,
nowhere.
and then that's so cool.
Mhm, and because I guess I was in management and we kinda relate, me and Jennifer, she used to
Yeah.
come buy a lot of things in the Encore department from me. So I was like a salesperson.
Oh,
And she
that's
was a store
awesome.
manager, so we already had, like, a connection.
Yeah.
So
You
it
had
was
those human moments with her, and
yeah,
she saw, the great things that you could do and was almost kind of a mentor in a way?
for sure, she was definitely a mentor, and we kinda helped each other out, I kinda helped style her, she kinda helped mentor me in a way to, like, "This is your path. This is where you should."
Huh?
And, it was an opening in cosmetics as assistant department manager. Oh, I wanted that so bad. So I was determined. I was like everybody was like, "Well, you have to work at a counter first," just kinda discouraging me. And I was like, "No,
Like, "No,
no,
no,
I get what you're saying. Mm-mm. This is
I'm going for it."
I'm yeah.
Yeah, move out of the way.
Right, like, you do what you need to do, I'm focused."
Yeah, okay.
And I was determined, I got that position. In December 2015, I went down to the cosmetics department, beauty department as the assistant, cosmetics manager.
Wow. Now I keep saying wow over and over. What was that interview process like? Can you do makeup
Mhm.
or they were just like with your management skills? I mean, obviously you could do the job, but was it a challenging interview process, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It's a good question here because a lot of people were asking the same thing, and it made me nervous because I never worked at a counter. I didn't really
Yeah.
had to sit someone down and do a full face service, and I those were the questions I did have to the cosmetics manager at the time and the store manager, and they was like, "You're a leader. It doesn't matter. You're leading people. You have people on the floor to do makeup. You
It's true.
have, makeup artists. You have, business counter managers. Like, you have all that. Why would
Yeah.
you have to do" and I'm thinking like, "Well, what if they're not there? What if what" and it was like,
I
"You have
gotta
90
do
people
the
on the."
lady's makeup.
Right, what I just know everyone leaves the floor and I'm the only person.
It's like a bad dream.
But they were like, "Well, do you know how to match a color?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know how to do that." "Okay, well, do you know the product?" "Yeah." "Can you learn the product?" "Yes." That's it. That's all you need to
There
know,
you
baby.
go. That's it.
You don't have to go to school. Like, I was so green, but it was the best time.
Oh,
But that was the process. It was more of if you can lead people, if you
yeah.
have the influential, spirit about you, if people can,
That it shows what great managers they were and leaders for you because they weren't putting such an emphasis on the details and the resume, but they're looking at the individual and who you were and your skills and what you've learned and how you are with your customers. Because then, if you're like that with your team and clients, then you're inspiring and you're supporting the department. And that should be the number one.
oh,
So good for them.
yes, and they don't make them like that anymore. Imma be honest with
I
you.
don't. It's rare. I
It's
do wish
very
I would
rare.
see it more.
It's
I
very
do.
rare, and I'm so, grateful that I came up around that I came up like they like they raised me, but they raised me in my career, I
They
guess.
did. They led you on that. They helped support your path
Yeah.
and were great mentors, but
Oh my gosh, they were great
Wow.
mentors. Oh my god, they were so great. And they told me things I didn't wanna hear. You have to be a servant. I'm like, servant? Ain't nobody servant. Like, but in hindsight, I understand what they're saying because it's a lot of leaders that they don't care about their people. They don't work side by side. They don't,
Yeah.
even ask them how their night was or how their day was or, anything.
I talk about it a lot. I do. I think it's such a disconnect and they miss
Such a
so
disconnect.
many opportunities where they don't see how that makes a difference in inspiring people to achieve their goals.
Mhm.
And it creates more business when people feel supported and seen.
Mhm.
It's not that hard, you know?
At
How
home.
are ya?
Right. We are making people feel good, and that's my number one. Anytime I have any type of interview or they ask me anything about beauty, I'm like, I make people feel good, look good, smell good. Like, this is not brain surgery.
Exactly.
And I tell my people that all the time, whoever I'm managing it, I like, look, we have to be happy. We go
Yeah.
to work looking good. Like that, that's our job to smell.
Yeah.
So
I know kindness is so contagious, and when you start off with connecting with people and especially as leaders, it really can make such a difference in the energy and how excited they are to go to work. And so I love that you had that, from those two mentors and hopefully many more.
yeah,
But
hopefully. Hope
so I am curious though, because going from those different fashion brands and boutiques and your career journey at that point to change into cosmetics, like, do you remember some moments that you learned a lot, like from huge events
Mhm.
or from, because, cosmetics and fragrance, it's
Moving parts.
huge.
A lot of
It's
moving parts.
Yes, all these brands, all the vendors, all the meetings and launches, and then everybody's feelings are mixed in, you know?
Oh, yes. Oh
Yeah,
my god, that is so it's funny you say that because, I love the chaos. I loved all that. I didn't like that I had to, like, hold these people accountable, like, "Look, at the end of the day, we have to sell."
yeah,
But I love the events. Beauty Trend was the event that it
yeah.
may either make you or break you.
Can you tell me more about Beauty Trend for those,
Yeah.
people who don't know what a beauty trend or hasn't been to a Nordstrom's Beauty Trend event?
Wow, yeah.
How would you describe it?
So Beauty
Yeah, no, you're doing great.
Trend is pretty much a fashion show for all things beauty. Like, it's all things as
Like all
color.
the vendors or brands, hot items for the season,
Yes, for the new season, and they
new
usually
colors.
have a theme of the
Okay,
season. It could be lips, it could be cheeks, it could be hair, it could be skincare, fragrance.
I
So
see.
it's all the hot new trends and new products if they have a product coming out around the time of beauty trend, and it's usually once or twice a year. At this time, it was once, and it was like no, they had them twice, the fall
Okay,
and spring.
okay.
The fall usually was the big one. Spring
Yeah,
spring was big too. I guess it depends on the trend. But,
yeah.
yes, it was just like a New York Fashion Week before cosmetics for beauty.
Okay.
That's
If
just
I'm remembering correctly too, like they would have a stage and they would
yes,
do some sort of show for customers of Nordstrom's. It was
yes.
kind of like a VIP situation. People could come and watch and learn before the store opened.
Before the store opened, it was usually like an hour, maybe 2 hours, and the different brands, the vendors, it could be the founder, the owner would come and literally talk about their product or their brand.
Mhm.
And, it was giveaways, it was mimosas, it was breakfast, and they used to get these, gift cards, and, like, soon as the show was over, they would just rush down the escalators, and they would, purchase these items that the vendors would talk about in the show,
Yeah,
the new trends, and,
that's
I mean,
awesome.
spending hundreds and hundreds, thousands of dollars on the new hot item.
Yeah, because it would get so busy. I think I worked one of those events when I wasn't at Nordstrom's very long, but I remember it being a lot of fun. It was just constant.
Mhm.
And Yeah, and everybody's drinking, they're, having a good time,
A
buying all the
big
new
privilege.
colors.
Yes, all the and, back then it was a huge production, like, we used to all week, have to just set up for it, and, we used to
Yeah.
have this one, brand called Trish McEvoy. Well, it's still there. Trish, if you know Trish,
Yes.
it was a production on its own, and if
Jeez.
she came to speak at a beauty trends show, it was a lot. We had to
So
be
would
there.
she come?
Yes,
Trish would actually
she
come.
would come. And she would have to
Wow.
have, like, green M&Ms or, like, certain a Diet Coke with no ice. All these special things she had to have in her dressing room.
So you got to meet her. Was there anyone else that you were excited that you were able to meet and that was memorable?
It's so funny, I met the company I work for now, Nest.
Wow,
That was one of her first shows, and,
that's
fast forward,
incredible.
I'm one of her account managers in Houston, so that's funny. That
Serendipitous.
you see 60? Yeah, oh man, there was so many brand reps. I mean, like, brand founders.
It's awesome.
Yes, so
What a
many.
great experience. And
Yes.
I know, I mean, you're such a good manager 'cause even really before I knew you, but I would hear about you, especially like from Wally or my friends that worked at Nordstrom's, and they always spoke so highly of you. Like you were just such a great
Aw,
manager and easy to work for and, so supportive.
that's my girl. That's my girl. Wiley, that's my girl. She taught me a lot. I used to watch her all the time, very observant with her. She knew her. She still knows her stuff.
Yes.
She still knows
Yeah.
her stuff, yeah.
Definitely a powerhouse,
Definitely.
incredible
She was
leader.
silent, though. She was quiet
I
with
know, right?
Yeah, she was a silent killer, I call her for sure.
So after you worked at Nordstrom's, what was your next?
Okay, Nordstrom Cosmetics Department, that was my last little run from 2016 to 19. Right before COVID, it got really shaky. Like, Nordstrom passed that year. So, when I say the company did like I don't know what happened. It was like a bad breakup, like a divorce or something. The company
Mm,
just shifted.
just it was really kind of rocky with how things
Yeah,
were
really, really
changing.
rocky because he
Yeah.
controlled a lot of like, just the way the culture was and employees, and so they did a restructure. So, that time that's when me, Wally, we were no longer with the company. It was just a restructure. It was bittersweet. It was because I just didn't
Yeah.
understand. Like I said, I love the company as you hear me talk about it. I learned a
Yeah.
lot, but it was time. It was just that time. Um I went to Target for 6 months. I had a friend that
Okay.
was
I love me some Target.
I love me some Target, but it just wasn't me as far as I was a manager, and it was a
Yeah.
different type of
That's a
management.
whole different,
That
yeah, I'm sure retail structure.
big box
Just
retailer is not for me.
yeah. Yeah. What was the challenges that you faced that were different going from Nordstrom's? Like, was there any standout
Oh
things
gosh.
that was just
Just
not as easy to
no, just the type of, you managing, more product. You're
okay.
managing, like, it's a different demographic.
Mhm.
I'm not managing the, adult that has a mortgage
Yeah.
that, it's
Well, it's a younger crew, a
younger
lot of them
girls.
high school,
Yes,
college. Yeah, and
so
priorities, like, I can relate. When I was younger, my priority was get that paycheck, let's go out.
that's it. And I mean, I had girls will call me and my boyfriend took my car, so I can't come in today. Okay? Or the like, okay,
My dog ate my homework.
right. I mean, it was so like,
Yeah, it's a different
payday
world.
come around, no one shows up. Like you
Oh,
say, like, it was like I'm running the cash register.
oh, jeez.
So I did it for 6 months.
Yeah.
It was something I just it was
You learned some
eye-opening.
things. It was
Oh, yeah,
time to
for sure.
go.
Each time bitter, yeah, either a lesson or a blessing.
Listener bless. I love that.
Yeah, it was both. It was both. And so after that, I say, "You know what? I gotta get back to gallery." I applied
Yeah.
for Saks. I say, "You know what? I'm just gonna go to the counter manager. Let me rest my management hat for a minute."
Yeah.
So I applied at, for, Aqua de Parma at Saks. I think that's when
Oh, I couldn't remember. I
Aqua
just
de
remember, like, you were in this area and I'd go and
Mhm.
I'd say hi,
Yeah,
you
like,
know?
"Hey, yeah." You was at Tom Ford, right? You always been at Tom Ford?
I could have been at Chanel or at Tom Ford with Olga at that
Yeah,
point
you were
because I
in
was
that
there
area.
11 years. Yeah.
You were in
So
that area.
half here and half there.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess it would have been if it was 2019, 2000, it was around COVID. So that's when I was at Tom Ford.
After COVID was great. I had some good times in the bad time, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Like, some people just
But 2019 was rough.
it was rough, got laid off. My husband's mother passed during that
Oh,
time.
yeah.
It was meant I guess it was because how I got laid off and then his mother passed, I needed that time. So he worked like I say, it was a
Yeah.
blessing in disguise, I put
It's
it.
amazing how timing you look back in hindsight how those things that were so challenging, but it gave you time to hopefully be with your husband more
Yes, definitely. Yeah, so
and for you guys to support each other.
yeah,
I
so
know how hard that could be.
it was definitely meant
Aw.
to be, so but yeah, 19 was rough, but, I ended up at Saks when I met you, so, I mean, it was I was like, "Ooh, thank I'm back in my
Yeah,
realm," back in the Galleria, and Saks was beautiful at the time, that was a fairly new store, you know,
yeah.
you see all the old people I feel like beauty just recycle people,
It
so
does. Yeah, we're all related in beauty. I mean, we
yes.
just everybody knows somebody who knows somebody, like, we're all connected in
Somebody
some
knows
way.
somebody, in some way, somehow. So, yeah, I didn't work there for long, I think 2021, because 2020, excuse me,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, that was like a blur.
I know for me, 2020, my mom passed that year, and
Mm,
it
yeah,
was so crazy because she, was in Ohio, and then with COVID and everything that was going on, just still worrying about, wearing a mask and
yeah,
sanitizing.
yeah,
I think it was just so weird,
it was so weird,
but fragrance was, like,
and
crazy.
yes,
Everybody's buying fragrance.
everybody, because you know why? Because it gives you the nostalgic feeling, it
Yes.
just takes you back, and and you couldn't really wear
Yeah.
color or, like you can wear
No,
lash.
yeah, you couldn't wear your makeup or do the makeup at the counter, we couldn't do
Mhm.
skincare.
But you can smell good.
You could smell good, and that's when everybody was making the videos and all of the fragrance bloggers, and people started just really diving into that, and I know it just took
Uh,
off.
it's just and
I
it's
know. For
happened
Tom Ford, we had, like, our best year. It was
really.
so crazy. We were doing so well in 2020 because everybody wanted to, of course, smell good, and how was Acqua di Parma for you at that time?
Parma was new for me, just all altogether. I felt like,
Yeah.
it was okay. It wasn't doing what Tom Ford was doing for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
niche fragrance, so it was harder to really push. Um, but it didn't do bad at all. And then
Yeah.
I saw a lot of other fragrances as well. I did
Plus, yeah, you were kind of in the heart of the
I was in
the
the bar.
fragrance department.
Exactly, and that's MFK had just kinda launched.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, I kinda was upset 'cause I didn't take that position, but I felt like I would've been on a different path as well if I would've.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, so I was in the mix kinda, like, dibbling dabbling in all the fragrances.
Good. Did you meet up with Nest, and, like, how did you end up kind of going in the vendor route?
Yes, so now that I've been in the vendor route for 5 years now, Kitty, she came in and she was like, it was a account coordinator position open for Nest. I don't know if you know Kitty, she
Yes, I just went and did one of her massage oil,
her
I'm gonna
holistic
butcher it,
Ye
her holistic treatment.
okay.
She's so incredible.
Yeah, she
Yes.
is, definitely. So she worked for Nest for a long time, and she was the representative for a long time coming into the stores.
I'd forgotten that.
Yes. So I thought she was gonna apply for it, and I seen it on there, and,
Yeah.
she was very focused on her school, her holistic, so she wasn't
Mhm.
really thinking
That
about
wasn't the
that.
route she
No,
was
that
focused
wasn't a route.
on.
I actually applied for it, and I was like, I'm ready to do something different." They call me on they say, "Hey, I wanna do a
A
Zoom
Zoom
interview."
interview?
Yes. The next day, because at the time, no one really wanted to really get back into the job work because of COVID.
Yeah.
It wasn't so saturated like it is now.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so it was easy.
Well, and were the checks still coming in? Like, there was still
But oh, yeah, the check that's the thing
there
because
was still some help from the government, I think.
oh, man,
People were
yeah,
like, "You know what? I'm doing good."
'cause yeah. Yeah, I just had to I mean, she was like, "Well, I love your background." She was from Miami, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, so I need you to just have Houston as your territory and San Antonio and Austin, and you're hired pretty much."
Wow, Phaedra, that's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, it was I was like, "Really?" She was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, because, behind the counter, working behind the counter for so many years, I just did a few management roles, but it is tiring and you're doing the same thing and it
Yes,
can be
so right.
monotonous and,
Yes,
especially at a time when your clients are coming in as much. And
yes.
so to go from how busy you were at Nordstrom's and then that, tough year, 2019, and then you get this, and then it's just like, here,
Yes,
have
like,
it.
it's but I always wanted to be on that brand side. Even when I was at Nordstrom, I was loving
Yeah.
the brand side because it's so unconventional, you know? I think that's why I like the vendor side better. I wouldn't even go back to the stores unless they would have to beg
Like,
it would have to be the
really, really
last
have
yeah,
a enticing package.
right. It'll have to be literally a package.
We'll give you everything.
Everything, the store, all yeah, this is yours.
Everything about it.
Yeah, let me get 48 hours on that, but no. It's just I thrive outside of just, that repetition system and those morning meetings and rallies and, clocking
Yeah.
in at a certain time, and it's just
I
yeah, yeah, it's just I
You're
love
basically
flexibility.
naming all the episodes of my, podcast that I'm doing in between, like, interviewing people. It's just
Oh,
yeah, I had an episode about morning meetings
yes,
and,
yes.
time clock and scheduling. That's one of them that's to come. Because it can be exhausting
It is. I didn't
and,
realize that.
so changing that up for you and working for the vendor and working for such an incredible company.
Yeah.
So, especially now 5 years. So,
Mhm.
you have 2 states that you manage or just Texas or Louisiana or
Well,
what's
I
your
well, recently I had Texas, Louisiana, Illinois, and yeah, just Texas, Louisiana, Illinois. But they downsized it because Houston is so big.
Yeah,
We just have Houston, and I might have New Orleans later, but I'm not sure. But I just have Houston at the moment. And that's the downfall or the cons of working on the brand side. They do change a lot.
yeah,
And you have to be fluid and have to go with the flow. As you know, with working for a
of
lot of
course.
brand, it
Yeah,
just restructure a lot. So now I just have Houston and I have 2 to 3 freelancers that work with me. I like to say with me because they're partners.
yeah, they're your team.
They're my team and
We're
it's a
in it.
great
We're all in it together.
all in it together. Well, because I mean, I want someone like me that if I leave tomorrow, you can step into my position if you want. So I just have
The
Houston.
true leader right there, folks. Did you hear that?
You know,
You do.
we
You
all
wanna
working,
see
we all
people
working.
succeed. You wanna see people grow. And when people don't want that and they hold people back,
Yeah.
God, it's annoying. It's
It
just so
it
selfish.
is.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, I try to stay humble, Hilary. In this industry, you gotta stay humble. Cause
You do.
yeah,
Ugh,
like we talk about the
um,
mean girls. We'll talk that's another.
I'm gonna have you on and we'll talk about Mean Girls
Okay.
and the challenging,
It is challenging.
social situations that working in retail can give you. your journey is really incredible. And it just shows too how hard of a worker you are and your heart, motivation, and that people have seen that. And I just love hearing about your successes. I want to switch gears a little bit. So I know we're almost out of time, but I don't want to keep you because I know you've got, this is your day to do things. I want to hear if there's any products or things that were a big part of your history story or maybe back in high school or things that you have a warm, soft spot for that might have been discontinued. And any trends that you love still to this day, or any new trends or things that you like to do in your routine?
Gosh. Oh, so one is I wish that obsession. Do they still have obsession for Calvin Klein?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
That was
But
that was my jam. As far as fragrance, I know that's so dating me. Oh my god. Oh
I loved Obsession. I love Calvin Klein.
gosh, I love that.
And you're younger than me, so it's okay.
Really?
It's okay because
Okay.
I graduated high school in '94.
Okay. You got okay. That I was still
Yeah,
in
so
high
I'm
school.
50.
Okay, I was a fresh I was yeah. Okay. I was a freshman, I believe. Really hip. Oh my gosh. I just it's so
Yeah.
hip. I love it.
Oh, thanks.
Um,
Obsession by
okay, let's
Calvin Klein. I'm looking it up. Is it still being made? Well, it's on Fragrance Net and
okay.
Walmart. Let
Oh,
me
Walmart.
see.
I need to go to Walmart.
Is it still intense, unforgettable, and provocative? Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
let's see what else. So that's my fragrance pick. Oh, I don't really have anything. Only thing that if it gets discontinued is my Wooby Woo. Um,
And that's what you're wearing right
I'm
now,
wearing
right?
right now, and
Yeah.
it's dry as hell, but I love it. It makes my lips so dry. But I have
That's okay.
when I
It
say I
looks
don't
good.
care, oh my gosh, this is my jam.
Yeah.
I have to put a mask on every other day because it dries the heck out of my lips, but I love it.
Well, you take care of your lips because you wouldn't even know.
Oh gosh,
You love it. It looks so good.
I love my Whoopie Woo. And people try to give me so many red lips all day. I'm like, I'll, dib and dab every now and then, but if
Yeah.
I can't find my Whoopie Woo, I'm going somewhere, I get crazy. So that's the
My heart, yeah, your heart is with Ruby Woo.
Whoopie Woo.
Ruby Woo
Yeah,
by
Ruby.
MAC. Was discontinued to answer your
It
question. I looked it up.
was. I knew
Yeah, it
it.
was. Yeah,
Obsession. But that obsession was my
that
jam.
was your favorite.
Mhm.
Now, so is there any things like trends that you love right now or things that you're doing that you started doing a little different or something that you've just kept? Like, I mean, I'm always doing my bronzer, my blush, my highlighter, like I'm still in the 80s.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, I'm a big fan.
I do love my blush. Yes, my blush and my highlighter. Like, I do blush like I'm a little backup dancer or a cheerleader or something. I do. I love my blush. Yes.
I know.
Mm.
And people are like, "Oh, your blush looks good today." I'm like, "Oh, maybe I put too much on because
Yeah,
it's like the first thing
and
they
the high
see." Yeah, the hot pink,
but
Oh,
no, I
well,
love it.
so if you were gonna go back in time, Phaedra, and talk to your younger Phaedra self, is there
Mhm.
anything that you would say to yourself about your journey? And what would you really say to yourself if you could go back and talk to younger Phaedra today?
Oh, man. If I could talk to younger Phaedra today, I would just say stay focused, Phaedras. Find your purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that.
because I was so all over the place. In hindsight, I knew where I was supposed to be. I was supposed to
Mhm.
be in just fashion and just connecting with people every day, just on what we love, And
Yeah,
I thought it was so like I had to do what my mom wanted me to do or go to, just she wanted me to go to school and do like this mundane type of probably medical, nursing, teacher, but this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I feel like I just needed to stay focused and just do what I love.
yeah, and it led you here.
Yeah, it led me here and just connecting with people.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
all of the people that you've touched through your
Mhm.
journey as a manager, as a leader, and
Yes.
also as a customer service, brand ambassador,
Mhm.
and helping all of those women from,
Mhm.
from boobs and
Oh my god.
women to clothing and children's and
Yeah.
getting those kids ready for their big events.
I'm telling you,
It's a lot of people you've taken care of through your path.
and it's
So
not easy, taking care of people. People, yeah. So,
yeah, it can wear you out. So that's good that you're taking time too and you're focusing on yourself and doing your, massage and
yes, self care
yeah,
is definitely needed for sure. When you're in the service industry, you have to take care of yourself because you're taking care of the people. So you have to take care of yourself. That's
it
like
takes up a lot of energy
it
when
does.
you're taking
Yes.
care of other people.
Yeah.
Aw. Well,
Yeah.
before we go, is there anything that you want to say or just have I touched on everything?
Oh, yes. This was so great, Hillary. I loved it.
I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy schedule and sitting with me on Sorry It's Discontinued. And I'm going to have you back. I really do want you to come on and we
Yeah,
can
for
talk
sure.
about how challenging it could be with socializing and the Mean Girl Society in retail.
Yeah, because being on the leadership side, you see two different sides. And
Yeah.
it's that it could be draining. Thank you so much for
You're
this.
welcome. Well, thanks again. And I love you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too. And I see you in the stores. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for spending time with me behind the counter today. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow Sorry It's Discontinued on your favorite podcast app and leave a quick rating or review. It really helps our retail family and fellow customers find the show. You can also connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Sorry It's Discontinued. And if you have your own behind the counter story, a discontinued product heartbreak, or a beauty or retail industry confession, send it my way. Your story, it might be featured in a future episode. You can send me a message at sorryitsdiscontinued.com. Now, this podcast, it's independently produced and is not affiliated with any brands or companies mentioned. All stories and opinions shared are personal, reflecting the real-life experiences of those who've worked in this industry with heart and hustle. Thank you for being here. And remember, as cheesy as it sounds, a smile can really brighten someone's day. Honestly, whether you're behind the counter or shopping in front of it. Okay, see you next time. Bye.
Sorry. It's discontinued.